of Heroes Comfort. Today is February 8th, Tuesday. It's a beautiful day outside here in Iowa, approaching 50 degrees, ready for spring. Just wanted to go over a couple of announcements here before we get started in today's topic of our video. First, less than a week from now is the big day, the big heart day, Valentine's Day. Yeah, you may get some candy, you may give some candy, whatever. But I would challenge you to reach out to your loved ones, your friends, your family, regardless of your current situational status, and just let them know how much you do appreciate them and how much you care for them and how much they mean to you. It really will go a long way. Also, in probably March or early April, we're going to start doing bi-weekly podcasts. And the goal is to have different co-hosts on each time and going over a series of topics. It will last maybe 20-30 minutes. It will be audio at first, and eventually we may look into doing video, but at least with the audio, you'll be able to listen to it in your car or whatever. And it really will be a helpful anxiety management podcast, or understanding PTSD, or different treatment solutions. But today, specifically, we're going to talk about anxiety. Now, there was once a psychologist that compared our lives, our treasures, the things we value most, as being on a plate, a dinner plate, a carving plate, whatever you want to call it. And what they would do is they would say, okay, on this plate, our valuable treasures are our health, our commitments, our relationships, our feelings, our thoughts, our priorities. Those are valuable treasures that we want to keep in us. But oftentimes what we do is we lose sight of those valuable treasures because we're piling on other crap on top of it. Things like anger, hatred, worry, despair, what people think about us or what they may be saying about us, those kind of things. Again, we lose focus of what's underneath and what's valuable. So we got to be able to go through, we got to be able to pick those things off that plate. I've got a challenge for each of you. If you can get a paper plate, just a normal size plate, and take a pen, pencil, crayon, whatever, and write down your most important treasures in your life on that plate. And then I want you to take just a little piece of paper and write on those things that concern you, things that you don't consider treasures, but you often find yourself thinking about, whether that be the worry, the hate, the other people, and just make those little tags or pieces of paper and then put them on the plate and see what happens to your valuable treasures. Hopefully you'll be able to say, okay, this one can go. I'm going to take off the worry. I know that things have always worked out in the past, and things that I worry about most oftentimes don't come to be. There's also the spiritual side of it, that there is no reason to worry because God takes care of things like birds and flowers. Why wouldn't He take care of things like you and I? So that's my challenge to you. And going forward with this topic here, or this grounding techniques, I want to talk about mindfulness. There's several techniques that you can do to enforce your mindfulness and to make sure you're thinking about good things and getting rid of all the distractions. But first, before you're able to do that, not necessarily before you're able to do it, but sometime in the process, you need to think about the big three influencers in your mental health. It goes for physical health as well, but physical health ties into mental health. It depends on how you eat, how you sleep, and if you exercise. So with eating, you want to eat, what they suggest is 5 to 6 mini, M-I-N-I, meals, maybe 4 a day, instead of eating 2 or 3 with high calorie content, slamming your body with all those calories and carbohydrates and everything, only to crash at some point. They say that if you eat those 4 to 6 mini meals, wherever you fall, load up on healthy carbs, load up on protein, get some veggies or fruits in so you can keep your vitamin levels up to where they should be. Try not to, eat I tend to tell people that that power bars or things like that are not really good for you. They may say gives you energy, this and that. Well, they're full of sugar. And yes, sugar does produce energy, but sugar also turns into fat in the long run. So, on top of becoming possibly diabetic or hyperglycemic at some point. So those are the tips on diet. With sleep, I know for you firefighters, you EMS personnel, you veterans, you're looking at long rotations, long shifts, up and down all night, if you even get to lay down. So I know that this is hard for you. I've been there, I've lived it, I understand completely. What you want to do is you want to try, at least on your nights off, to get 8 to 9 hours of quality sleep. That means going into your bedroom, shutting the lights off, making it dark, turning off TVs, putting down your phone and getting off Facebook or other social media. All those lights do is stimulate the brain, and that's going to make it harder for you to fall asleep and stay asleep. So I really suggest doing that, creating a quality sleep environment. Another thing that I do personally that I recommend is when you're struggling to fall asleep or you get woke up because of anxious thoughts or nightmares or whatever, use an app on your phone. I think everybody's probably heard of the Calm app, CALM. If not, it's just an app that plays nature sounds. It plays soft, mellow music, not singing or anything like that. Just really low tempo, nice and smooth sounds to help you fall asleep and stay asleep. If you're like me, I love Abide. Abide is my app of choice. What it does is they take a verse of scripture and they break it down and they talk about each word in it, emphasizing the peace, the love, the tranquility, the health, the healing, all of that one verse. Now you can get it for free, that goes up to 15 minutes of stream time, or you can pay $4.99 a month, which is what I do, and that gives me 90 minutes of stream time. So that really helps me, because it usually takes me more than the 15 minutes to fall back to sleep or to fall asleep. So I can usually do it in about 20-25 minutes with that app. So highly recommended. And finally, exercise. Yes, I know we all hate exercise. Firefighters, law enforcement. Well, most of you all do some sort of PT testing or training or mandatory or suggested exercise routines, either on shift or after shift or before shift or whatever. You don't have to go around and do your max bench press every day to get good quality exercise. Just some high resistance, low impact type of training. You can walk on a treadmill, you can jog on a treadmill, you can use an elliptical, you can lift some weights, you can use resistant bands, whatever. Just get some kind of exercise. 20 minutes a day. I think that we can all find 15 or 20 minutes in our day to do some exercising. So those three things are the big things to help you manage your mental health. Now, as far as mindfulness techniques go, the first one I'm going to go over is counting, and that's pretty much the one I'm going to go over today. Well, I'm sorry, I'm going to go over two. Counting. Controlled breathing exercises. Firefighters know about this type of stuff because they do skip breathing. They may practice it a little bit differently than another person, but it's all the same concept. So what you're going to do is when you feel really anxious or stressed out or you're starting to become anxious, take a deep breath in with your eyes closed if you're not driving. Take a deep breath in through your nose for 4 seconds. Then hold it for 7 seconds, and then blow it out through your mouth for 7 seconds. Do this 3, 4, 5 times, and I'm pretty confident that you're going to notice a difference in how you're relaxing. The next one is a mindfulness technique, and it uses the 5 senses, and we know that those are sight, smell, hearing, taste, and touch. With sight techniques, You can do things as simple as laying in your bed at night, if you happen to have a window by your bed and happen to not have any kind of objects that obscure your vision. You can look out the window at night when you're laying down. You've got all your lights off, your TV's off, your phone's down. You can look out at night at a clear sky and just look at the stars and gaze in awe and wonder at them. Or you can go out in the spring, summer, early fall and lay on the ground and look up at the night sky, or do it during the day, looking at the dark blue tones of the sky along with the just either deep and dense clouds or just the light and fluffy ones. I don't remember what those are called, stratus and something or other. Anyways, it doesn't matter. Just do that. Another thing you can do is you can work on your smell. One thing you can do is, if you have essential oils, put in some lavender or something like that, and then sit and do your controlled breathing with it. Those two things combined will really calm you down. And if you feel it coming back, get back at it. Just keep fighting it. Don't quit. Keep fighting. Another thing you can do is you can melt some Scentsy wax. You can even take a bath or a shower using your favorite soap or shampoo. And if you like that smell, when you get out and dry off, go relax. Either kick your feet up in a recliner, lay down on the couch or the bed or whatever, and just take in those smells again with your controlled breathing. That will calm you down. I know it sounds kind of weird to smell yourself, but if you bathe, you're good. The next one is hearing. So this primarily goes back to the apps that I was just talking about, using your hearing. You can also just turn everything off, stop, and just listen to the silence. That's hard for me, but I know other people can do it. Just close your eyes and enjoy the silence, as the Depeche Mode song used to say. I digress. Taste. This can be your favorite little snack. This can be your favorite meal. This can be your favorite drink. Whatever it is, enjoy it. Relish in the texture and the flavor that you love in it. Eat it slowly with your eyes closed. Breathing again, and that will really, really help. And lastly is touch. If you're going to lay down in your bed, find your favorite microfiber blanket, wrap up in it, wrap your feet up in it. If you're like me and you need a fan on, turn the fan on low just to give you a little bit of background noise and calming sensation. The big one nowadays is dog therapy. If you have a dog or a cat, if you're a cat person, just stroke that animal just gently and just do it for 3 minutes. And that will calm you down. Statistics are showing that, studies are showing that, and that's one reason you see so many organizations like ours starting to give away trained service dogs. So anyways, that's it for today, folks. I appreciate you sitting through and listening to me and ah and talk about bands that you've probably never heard of. Anyway, I hope you all have a blessed week. May God bless you in everything that you do. Peace, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.